Well, with me in studio now are opera singer Dame Malvina Major and Nuki Waka from legendary Māori show band, the Māori Volcanics. Thank you very much, both of you, for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much, Shane. Pleasure to be here.
Dame Malvina, tell us about the special friendship that you had with Sir Howard.
Well, it was a very special friendship, and it developed from, I guess, part of me when I first got to know Howard thought, well, Howard wants, I think, to be the Pākehā and the Maori come together through him and I. But what happened was that we became really great friends, and I was accepted into his family. Lady Queer and the children have become such a great friend, and it's such a privilege to be part of that family. And then as we went along, I felt it was hugely an honour for me to sing the songs that his mother sang. And of course, sitting here this morning listening to all the things that have been said about Howard, I realise now what an honour that was, that he should have asked me to sing those songs. So we sparred off one another. He taught me a lot. He was very fastidious about dress, and he was not behind the door and saying, I like your red dress, you must wear the red dress, and he'd ring up and say, don't forget the red dress. And so, you know, he was just an inspiration. I learned a lot from him. I learned about his love of New Zealand, his love of looking after our country and the people. He wanted to bring us together as a nation. And I think the sadness, if I may say, in me is that I didn't realise at the time when he was alive and talked to me about this that we perhaps could have done more. And maybe in my heart of hearts, I see something that I might be able to carry on, perhaps as a little bit of a legacy from Sir Howard. But before I do that, I would certainly talk to the family.
What about you, Nuki, and your memories of Sir Howard?
Well, I first knew about Howard in the early 50s. He had a group called the Howard Morrison Quartet, as you know, the originals, and I had a group called the Four Deuces. And we were kind of friendly rivals at that time. I said, I'm not going to sing in Rotorua, even though I'm from Whakatane. I said, no, I'm not going there. But I played all the clubs here in Auckland and then did the tours around New Zealand. But it wasn't until I was celebrating my 60th, I had gone away with the Volcanic Band and came back to celebrate it here in New Zealand. And he came with his mum, Kahu, and his sister, Linda. And when he stood up to whai kōrero to me, he said to me, well, you know, I'm Ngāti Pūkeko too, which is my tribe, on behalf of his mum. And we've kept in contact ever since that time, even though we were friendly and met up a few times. I'm glad I've got this opportunity because I want to tell you something I always wanted to tell him, and it's when they used to come to Auckland to sing, the quartet, we Wharekura and Jerry, my cousin, would ring and say, where are you playing football on Sunday? And I'd say, well, we're down at Victoria Park, and then we go to the Marae Community Centre afterwards. He said, well, we want a game. But they would never let Howard know in case they got hurt and put the quartet into jeopardy, right? So I always wanted to tell Howard that story, and I thought, no, I won't tell him. I won't tell him because Jerry might get we and them into trouble. But I was very honoured when he told me that he was a relative of mine, and I was able to catch up with him about 6 months ago. I came back from Australia for Wee Wharekura's 70th birthday, and he was there with Tony Williams, and we just, all through the years, our musical career sort of started at the same time in the 50s and carrying on till the present day. And he sang there at Wee's, and it was good to see him. I was glad to catch up with him at that time.
I understand, Dame Malvina, that one of your favourite songs, I suppose, that you both enjoyed singing together was Friends Forever.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, when we first brought it out, I think I was singing it with a different young person in the Lakeside, Rotorua. And I got this message backstage to say, Sir Howard would like to sing with you. Sir Howard would like to sing that song with you. He would like to be part of that song, and it sort of kept growing. And so finally, he came on stage, and we didn't have a lot of rehearsal, but he sang it so well, and I felt that we could do it again, and it gradually sort of became our theme song, and we even danced in it, you know. No, it was great. And I remember one performance where occasionally he changed the words, and whether he did on purpose or whether he just forgot for the moment, I don't know. But this particular performance, he stopped singing, And I turned around to look at him, and he's just looking at me. And I thought, oh, well, and he's just looking at me again, and I thought, oh, keep on singing. And afterwards I looked at him and he said, oh, I just enjoyed the moment. You could never tell what he was going to do next. Kiwi said, he keeps you on your toes. I said, he does. But it was wonderful because I had a sort of sense of humour that, well, Howard brought the sense of humour out of me, but I also had that sort of sense of humour. So I could play tricks as good as he could play tricks. And I think that was why our friendship on stage was such a success.
Did you keep him on his toes as well?
I think so. I think I did. I think I did. It was very hard to do, but he was always one step ahead of everybody. He had a wonderful brain. I mean, you know, the fact that he sang so marvellously, the fact that everybody has said this morning, you know, he was a wonderful person, politician, statesman, and he was hard to beat. He was hard to catch out, but just occasionally I had him stumped for words.
Nuki, did you ever catch him out?
Yes, we did actually. During our tours in the Far East, we were entertained by the management of the Rama Hotel, and he was starring there at the time. And we were sitting there, and I had my cousin Prince Tuiteka in the band, the Marae Volcanic Show Band. And he was going to sing one of the platter songs. And he came up to Tui and gave him the microphone to sing the song. And Tui just slayed them, you know, Prince Tui. And he said, I'll never give this microphone to another Maori while I'm on stage. but we caught up with him quite a bit in the Far East, in Philippines. We missed him when we went to Hawaii. He had been over there too, in Hawaii too. And but I never got a chance to be on the show with him, you know. And I didn't want to be, because I know he would be the star of the show. But he was always, to me, a very humble person. We always talked about, and he had a great love for our fellow entertainers from our era, from the 50s, 60s onwards, even till today. I notified the boys in Sydney before I arrived last night, and they all like to send their regards, especially to the family, to Kuya and all of them. Mm.
He had a great ability, Dame Malvina, to be able to touch people from all backgrounds. We were speaking about it earlier on. People from all different backgrounds, all races and all ages. How do you think he was able to do that?
Well, I think he had huge charisma, but I also think he could play to the Queen. He could play to the humblest little child, to the littlest person in the house, and that was a huge gift, I think. He could give to the elderly lady in the audience, and he could give to the young person. He inspired young people to be like him, and the older people just simply adored him. So it's a gift, really. It's a special, not all of us have it on stage. Some of us have, you know, acting ability and other things, but Howard just had a gift to reach out to the people, and they came to him.
I remember, I think it was in August, the Good Morning special show that they did, and there was some suggestion of another tour.
Yes.
A Night with the Dame.
Yes, we were supposed to finish the tour. We went to a lot of places in New Zealand, but there was about at least 6, if not 7 places we didn't go to, right up to Whangarei. Down the east coast, and so we had talked about doing that, and it was it's supposed to have been last year, but you know, the things got in the way. Howard's health wasn't always the best, and it was getting all the team together again, the backing group and everybody together. It was hard, so it didn't happen.
You spoke earlier about perhaps doing something in terms of his legacy.
Yes.
About more to be done.
Yes.
What more is there to be done, do you think?
Well, I just think that we, from what Howard and I talked about on our tour, about bringing the Maori and the Pākehā together, the singing that I teach at the University of Canterbury is mainly to Pākehā. Where are the young Maoris? Where are our young Maori people that want to sing? I know they sing in their own homes and they sing on their marae, but surely there could be another Dame Kiri or young Maori person out there, a young Maori boy, whom we could educate and bring through. Not necessarily for opera, perhaps just to bring, you know, to train their voice for a career on the stage. I'd like to think that somehow along the line I could perhaps continue that side of Howard's love of bringing our two nations together in harmony.
I wish you all the very best with that. And I thank you both very much for joining us this morning. It's been a privilege to have you both here.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
It's been an honour. Thank you very much.
Well, e te iwi, it's been an absolute honour and privilege for the Marae team to bring you this special as we remember and celebrate Sir Howard Morrison's life. Ka te ake a tātou kōrero I konei mo tēnei wā. Me mihi anō rā ki tō tātou manu rōreka ka tika. E pā haere atu rā koe. Wai ho mai mātou te hunga o te ao tūrua nei te whai atu I o tapu wai. Ka ati rātou kia rātou, tātou kia tātou. Noho ake rā, me ngā mihi.
This is your life.
Sir Howard.